me and of course my friends that I am with today. We are actually going to do a behind the scenes and animal program. I have never done this before, neither have my friends, and I'm a huge fan of the movies, so I'm really excited about this tour. If they let us film, we'll take you along with us. If they don't, I'll be glad to share everything with you guys.
So, you have already told me you are a diver. Do we have any other divers in the group today? So 2 divers. So we will get you guys suited up and get you in some pools. You want to do some cleaning?
Sure. Absolutely. That's exactly why I got my scuba license.
There you go.
What's the pay rate? 12 an hour?
15. Most of it's volunteer.
I volunteer.
So this is actually the dive team area with their locker room back there and some of their equipment. It looks like we just had divers get out of the water. I'm sure you witnessed a little bit of that. They were in the winter zone with the dolphins. So these are some of the brushes that they would use to scrub some of the algae off the walls. They even get out here in the water and clean our tour boats as well. And they also do dive presentations throughout the day. And Mavis's Hideaway, our big turtle habitat. Has everyone seen that yet today?
No.
Yeah? Okay. No, you have not. All right. Well, let's see. At 3:30 they will be doing a dive presentation, so you guys might want to check that out. It's kind of cool. There's usually someone to talk to. Looks like they're all busy or somewhere else. So we're going to head out here, out in the beautiful sunshine, onto Winter's Path. Out here. Just watch your step, you guys. Okay. So as we're walking along this way, this is, like I said, what we call Winter's Path. It's made of paper stones that people have donated in memory of loved ones or a family name, or even some funny sayings. One of my favorites says, kind of mad about not being a mermaid, and then there's another that just simply says the light on it. So whatever you want to put on here, you can put on here. But you guys have already made 2 donations today by coming in our doors and also taking this tour. So thank you again for that. We do typically have one of our bigger rescue boats parked right here. We do have the smaller one that we would typically take out to kind of monitor the area. If we do get the bigger boat with an animal, it's easier to unload the animal right into these double doors here, which leads right into this animal hospital. Behind the doors is one of our rescue trucks that we would use to rescue an animal by land. So, if you have seen the Dolphintown movies, it is just like the one that we saw in the movie that went to rescue Winter. So, has anyone seen Nicholas yet today? Our male dolphin upstairs? No. Yes, you have? No, you haven't. All right. So up here is home, Dolphin Terrace, home to Nicholas, our male dolphin. Like I said, we are going to go to the underwater viewing area of him, and hopefully, I don't have any competition up there, an animal care specialist with a bucket of fish. I can't compete with that. So hopefully, he will be down there making an appearance for us. Now, in a little bit, if you go up to Dolphin Terrace, also at 3:30, there is a resident Dolphin Talk presentation that is interactive with Nicholas. He loves to show off for everyone. He knows he's very cute, so he loves to jump and do belly flops, things like that. So if you guys are still here, if you head up there at 3:30, you can see that. And also while you're up there, if you keep a watch out here throughout the day, we've had some sightings of some wild dolphins with their calves.
Aww.
So the females with their calves, and they're teaching them how to hunt and fish. So if you're lucky enough, you might be able to catch one of those baby dolphins jumping up out of the water. I did see about 3 or 4 of them out there earlier. Typically they're more abundant when there's boats because they like to ride the wakes of the boats, but you just never know when you're going to see them. In the meantime, we are going to go contain your excitement into this very, very exciting equipment closet. And it's where we keep some of the equipment that we would go on, use to go on, in there, stranding calls. And I'll just point out a little bit of the equipment, and then we'll move on to see Nicholas, hopefully. Watch your step, guys. Alright, take a guess at what this might be.
A web blanket?
No, good guess, but it actually is. These are bite suits that the police officers wear to train their canines. And we do wear these on certain calls for certain animals that we have here at the aquarium. And 95% chance you're gonna guess the same thing everybody else does. What animal do you think that is?
Shark?
Yep, that's what everybody says. It is actually for our really cute, lovable looking river otters, Wally and Boomer.
Otters.
Yes. So even though the otters, like I said, are very cute looking, they are not. They are actually can be very destructive, ferocious animals. They have very sharp teeth, sharp canines, and the bite force of an adult Rottweiler dog.
Oh, dang.
Yes, so they can do a lot of damage in a small amount of time, actually. Even with Wally and Boomer being used to being under human care, the animals here especially spread these in their habitats still. That's very unpredictable. They're still a wild animal. So keep that in mind today when you look at Wally and Boomer and say, I want one of those as a pet. No, you do not. So we are going to move on down this hallway here. Anytime people watch your head on this span, I always forget about it because I can walk under tables and not hit my head. Right? So on the wall over here, you will see some of the statistics of some calls and responses we've gone on since 2004. It does need to be updated because there are certain ones that I said have increased quite a bit. But we are going to go ahead and talk about Nicholas, our male dolphin. He's actually here. Everyone wants to gather around the window here. We will hopefully all get a chance to see him. You're more than welcome to take pictures, photograph. Just don't use any flash or tap on the glass for me because he doesn't tend to like that. Don't tap on the
She said,
glass.
don't tap on the glass.
Do not tap on the glass.
We can't take her anywhere.
It's okay. Their hearing is actually very, very sensitive, and he does not like that.
Oh, I don't see him at all.
So
I don't see him.
Nicholas is here because he was orphaned as a calf. He stranded himself with his mother Nicholas. He was about 6 months old. She had an upper respiratory infection. And dolphins, that's what they do when they're sick or injured. They strand themselves because they have to breathe that air through their blowholes. So they're being tired, dehydrated, malnourished. That's their safest bet, is to strand themselves. Now, if you guys have seen Nicholas, or if you, and did you see him from above? You did not, you said. So if you see him, can anyone see him? He's in there right now?
There's nothing in there.
Of course not.
Fish.
Okay, he's probably at the other side
Fish.
with an animal care specialist with a bucket of fish. But he actually has no survival skills because his mother passed away with that upper respiratory infection. So who has seen Finding Nemo or Finding Dory? All right. So it's kind of a scene, it was a scene from one of those movies. We tried to give him a test to see if he could pass, to see if he could hunt our fish for himself. We threw the live fish in with him, hoping that he would hunt them, all right? He was like, hi guys, what are we doing? We got the friends. They all swam together, they played. He did not hunt and eat them. So we knew at that time Nicholas was going to be deemed non-releasable. They automatically are, if they're orphaned under a year old, deemed non-releasable by the government. Because like I said, he doesn't know what a predator is. He is literally hand-fed from a silver bucket every day. So, tell me if you guys see him there. But that white scarring on his back is from actually third-degree sunburns he received from being stranded up there in shallow water with his mother. And right above your head here on the wall is an actual photo of how bad and severe that burn was. And if you ever do get to see him today, Nicholas, you will see that white scarring is still pretty severe, but he is 17 years old now, and that's when he was 6 months old. So, anyways, so did anyone see Dolphin Tale 2? Yes. So do you remember Mandy from the girl dolphin? Do you know the secret behind that? No? So do you remember the sunburn she had?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's because it was actually Nicholas who played her part in that movie. So we don't like to tell him he played a girl because he's got this big ego about being a Hollywood celebrity. But yes, he played her part because there was a real live Mandy, but she was actually released before the movie was made. And These are some photos of the real live Mandy and Troy, the actual fellow dolphin that she was stranded with. There were a little girl and a little boy who actually helped rescue them. What do you think their names were? Mandy and Troy, right? So there's a little girl, little boy walking through Stevenson's Creek here in Clearwater, found the dolphins. They had upper respiratory infections, so they stranded themselves, and Mandy and Troy helped save them, so they got the dolphins named after them. And I apologize that he did not make an appearance for us, but you will definitely be able to see him. Is he back? He's right here. He's right here. There you go. So everybody get a chance to go on in there.
And Mandy's that little girl in the movie in Dolphin Tales too.
Yes.
That.
And so, right. So her story is true, but he played her part. She was already released. So.
Well, lucky dolphin.
Right? Exactly. Like I said, they don't tell me for a girl.
Here's the tail.
Here's the tail flukes. So there apparently is an animal care specialist up there, and she's probably walking the perimeter of the pool with, like I said, a bucket of fish, and I can't compete with that. So,
Wait, come
you
on
see him, guys? So hopefully everybody gets a chance to see him.
Oh, we see him.
All right.
I wish I could see him.
I moved.
Does anybody have any questions about him
I'll see him
at
up.
all, or about his story? Do you see how sensitive their skin is from the scars of that sunburn?
Couldn't see a sunburn.
You
We saw
couldn't
his
see
belly.
him. You didn't. You
Oh,
will
there's his
see-
tail.
You'll see him from above, but your skin is so very, very sensitive. It's much more sensitive than ours, and they actually shut their skin every 2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
That's how sensitive their skin is. So when everybody has got a chance to see him, we'll just kind of mosey on down this way. And this is actually, as you're pushing the buttons, thank you. These are how far that Mandy and Troy, we were able to put some trackers on them, which we cannot do with all of the dolphins because they're very, very expensive. So this, what he was just doing here, demonstrating, is the first 12 days. We released right here off the Dunedin Causeway, and how far they actually went in 12 days. They stayed within a 5-mile radius. This is why we actually try to release the dolphins in the same area that we rescue, because if there is a pod that they're traveling with, they try to reunite with them. So, does anybody know how else besides the trackers that we can identify a wild dolphin?
The fluke, the coloration,
Certain
the
scars.
spots, scars,
So,
multitude of different, like they do with whales.
yeah. So, just off the top of the head, dorsal fin, because it sticks out of the
Oh, I
water.
meant dorsal fin, not fluke.
That's okay. No, you're good. So the dorsal fin is like their identity. It is like their fingerprint, like us. No two are the same. They each have their own markings, nicks, all that stuff in it. So right now, if you go out on one of our dolphin tour boats, we have a book about this thick of pictures of dorsal fins and the names of the dolphins, because we're able to identify over 178 wild dolphins out here in the bay right now. So it's kind of cool, and we've actually seen Mandy quite a few times lately. This is Summer. She's a tiny little Atlantic spotted dolphin that we found here in Clearwater. She actually was deemed non-releasable. So, along with the government, we decided, because she's an Atlantic spotted dolphin, that we would send her down to the Dolphin Research Center in Marathon, Florida, to the Keys. And in doing that, we sent her down in her own private little jet here in first class.
Lucky her.
Right? Life's rough. She's down there on her permanent vacation in the Keys, like I said. So they have summer down there, and we have winter up here. And you do not see her spots in these photos because she was so young. But if you look over here, you'll see what she looks like now with her spots. Average Atlantic spotted is about 7.5 feet long and about 250 pounds, compared to a average bottlenose like Nicholas here. They can get up to 10 feet long and 500 pounds. He's between 7 and 8 feet, about 418 pounds right now. So, and this is actually the size that, actually how small baby Winter was when we found her, but she looks bigger if you did see the movies, because she was 5 years old when Dolphin Tale was made. But this is how small she actually was, about 3 feet. So, an itty bitty little dolphin. All right, guys. Another game of musical walls. So if y'all line up on this side, I'm going to tell you about my friend George here. So, wait for the others to come around the corner. There we go. So speaking of size, this is my friend George. He was a baby sperm whale that was found here in St. George Island, here in Florida. Unfortunately, he had undergone a shark attack. So he was covered in shark bites. Mom nowhere to be found. George was 10 feet long and about 1,000 pounds.
Wow.
Does anyone want to take a guess how old George was?
2 years.
Good guess. Anybody else? Here's your wrong answers.
5?
5? Okay. He was actually only 6 weeks old.
Really? Oh my
10
gosh.
feet at 6 weeks old.
Uh-huh.
That's insane.
Yes. So they can actually get, as adults, get up to 65 feet long. So big babies right now.
How long is their lifespan out in the wild?
It just depends with predators and everything. I'm going to say like average 15 years.
Really?
Yes. But this is actually the bottle that we fed George with, the actual one. He drank 25 of these every day. He was here full of milk. So big appetite. Compared to Hope's bottle that we actually fed her with, she drank barely one of these a day. So you can tell the big size difference in those two. Expensive baby.
How severe were the shark bites?
I'm actually going to show you a photo of the shark bites when we go inside. Has anyone been in the critical care?
No.
Oh, yeah. All right, perfect. We're going to look at some pictures when we go there. Watch your head on that fan, guys. All right, so another game here. If y'all want to line up on this wall, I'll tell you about my friend Anna. So we've talked about some whales and some dolphins. So we'll talk a little bit about sea turtles because that's mostly what we're doing rescues on right now because that's all we have new accommodations for until the new dolphin pools are open. So this is my friend Anna. She was a leatherback sea turtle. This is actual size.
Wow.
Yes, she was 10 feet long and 1,200 pounds. So she unfortunately was caught in a crab trap rope like someone else we have here. Who's that?
Winter.
Exactly, Winter. So we had to amputate part of her front left flipper there. And unfortunately, when she was in her pool rehabilitating, and she's trying to learn to swim with one flipper, what happens when we try to swim with one arm?
Go in circles.
Circles, exactly. So that's what she was doing, and she was rubbing her good flipper on the side of the pool. She was causing it to be scraped, abrased, raw. So one of our volunteers actually came up with this idea and made this for her. So this is big, how big one of her flippers were. A small child could use this as a sleeping bag. But yeah, so they would put this over her, and she would, it would protect her from rubbing it on the side of the pool. So, being a leatherback sea turtle, Anna ate her weight in jellyfish every day. How much did I say she weighed?
Yeah.
1,200.
1,200
Yeah.
pounds.
Wow.
1,200 pounds. So she was eating 1,200 pounds of jellyfish every day. So, has anyone ever seen the inside of a sea turtle's mouth or esophagus?
It's like a whole series of spikes.
Exactly.
All the way around.
Yes, exactly. So there are white spikes all around the mouth, down the throat, into the esophagus that are called papillae. They are made out of keratin like our fingernails. They are there to prevent the turtle from being able to regurgitate anything, which is great to keep their food down. However, not so great when they are ingesting something that looks like food to them. So what do you think looks like a jellyfish to them in the water?
Paper
Plastic
bags,
bags.
plastic
Plastic
bags,
bags, right?
water bottles.
Yes, all of that. So, unfortunately, if they see a plastic bag, they're going to think it's a jellyfish. They're going to ingest it. It's going to get lodged in that papillae, and they're actually going to starve because it's not going anywhere. It will get lodged there. So, unfortunately, a lot of the sea turtles have a lot of human threats. The plastic bags, plastic straws, plastic bottles, balloons, all of that stuff. So if you guys hop on this wall, last time of musical balls, I'm going to show you a natural threat that our sea turtles are facing. You guys can come on down a little bit. So you're not down there in the back. You're good. You good? All right. Well, this is actually a natural threat that they're facing. It's called the fibropapilloma tumor virus. It is, unfortunately, something we do not know what's causing it. It is similar to the herpes virus in humans, but we don't know what's causing it in the turtles. We do know it is contagious from turtle to turtle, and it is these broccoli cauliflower looking tumors that grow on the soft tissue, especially under their flippers, even over their eyeballs. We've had several of these come in the last couple of weeks. And this virus has been around for over 30 years, but it is just becoming more and more abundant, unfortunately. So the only thing we can do right now is we have a CO2 laser in our surgical suite that we can actually burn off and cauterize these tumors and rehabilitate and release the turtle, hopefully. But the thing about it is it takes about 14 to 18 months average per turtle to do this process.
Wow.
And it can come back. We have seen it come back. So, very discouraging to us. We do not know what is, like I said, causing it. So, frustrating. All right, guys. So, our next stop here is going to be inside the Turtle Hospital area. And if you do not mind, I will have one adult, or whoever claims to be the adult of the group, to sign your name. It's just for the Florida Wildlife and Fisheries. It's not, you're not signing your life away. It's just to let them know who's coming into this area, because we do have some of these turtles in quarantine with this virus. So, all right, guys. So who's signing from this one? All right, perfect. So if you just sign here and then the number in your party, and then we can pass it down to the next adult. I'm going to show you, this is the actual, not the real turtle, obviously, but this is the real Peter's story. So he came in looking like this. We can see he's got some issues here, right? We've got fishing line wrapped all around his neck. We've got a cut on his flipper here, and there's fishing line coming out of his mouth.
Probably swallowed a hook.
That's my next question. You got it. Yep. So that's why we shouldn't just pull it right out. If there is a hook on the end of that, you are going to destroy the inside of that turtle's throat. So if you ever do come across a turtle like this, what we would do, excuse me, behind here, is cut off all the excess fishing line, and we're going to tape down what's coming out of his mouth, so he's not fully or ingesting that hook, if there is a hook any more down in there. And then bandage up with a waterproof biodegradable bandage. And then, lots of steps here when we rescue the turtle, guys. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you. So this right here, just like when we go to the doctor, all that fun paperwork. So there's a turtle straining report. Date, name, location the turtle was found, any visible injuries or wounds to the animal, and then we're going to weigh and measure him to get an approximate age on the turtle. And then, after that, because we do not know for sure if there is a hook or not, we're going to do x-rays. So this is the actual x-ray of the real turtle, Peter.
So there was a hook.
Yeah.
Yes. So everybody's seen this hook? Yes. So unfortunately, about 80% of the, about 80% of the time there is going to be a hook, because unfortunately the fishermen will catch them, then they will cut that line and just toss the turtle back, not realizing it can be fatal to the turtle. So the next thing would be is to send Peter off to surgery to remove the hook, and we're going to catch back up with that story here in a little bit when we go back inside. Yes, sir.
If you were out fishing and you hook a turtle, is it best to keep the turtle and bring it in?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, do not release it. Bring it in and turn it into you guys and say, hey.
Or even call 911. They will contact us.
911?
You can call
Really?
911 and tell them
Never
it's
thought about
not
that.
an emergency animal, and tell them that the issue is they will contact us, and we will go out and bring the turtle in. We've had that several times. We just actually had a turtle that was released, Scooter. A gentleman found, or actually caught him at Honeymoon Island with a deep sea fishing hook about that big.
Wow.
But he did actually bring the turtle to us, and we were able to retrieve the hook after 6.5 hours surgery, and actually release him. So, yes, never, if you catch a sea turtle, never cut
What is the
line.
best way to bring a sea turtle to?
The best thing to do is to call us. We can go to you.
Okay.
That is the best thing to do.
And that way we're not traumatizing the turtle.
Exactly.
The turtle, not turtle.
All right, guys, so we're going to go out to the hospital area here, but just really quick, just a couple of rules. Nobody has any food or drink out, correct? Perfect. I have a foot bath here. It's not going to hurt your feet. It's just Chlorohex to decontaminate the bottom of your shoes. And last but not least, we do have some turtles in quarantine, like I said, so we are going to stay between the yellow lines today. All right, guys?
All right.
Any questions? All right, let's walk through the shuttle Oh, yeah.
And when you go into the quarantine area,
You guys stand this between the yellow lines.
Nene, she just said.
So actually, you're looking at the ICU unit. We do not have any in right now in this area because we have moved them down to the more stable area. But the ICU unit, you can see the pools are a little bit more shallow than these because it's easier for that turtle to come to the surface to get that breath of air. So over here in our more stable area, we have, starting in pool number 4 over here, one of our patients is Waldo. He is actually a southern stingray who is one of our residents that lives in Stingray Beach. So he has a little bit of a skin infection right now that we're treating him for. And hopefully he will be able to go back to Stingray Beach pretty soon. Here, we have Sophia, who is a green sea turtle that is actually a boat stripe. Over here in the corner we have Wiley, also a boat strike victim. So what happens with these turtles is, they after they're struck by a boat, their carapace, their shell, it's kind of like a seal. It has a seal underneath, and once if the propeller goes through that seal, it creates a gas or air to go underneath, and it gets trapped. There's no way to get that out. So what happens is if you see it, maybe since hide away today, or turtle bayou or turtle cove, you will see turtles kind of swimming, kind of looks like their butts up in the air at the surface. So that is a buoyancy disorder. It's kind of like them wearing a life jacket for the rest of their lives. So they can't dive down to hunt or fish for themselves anymore, so most likely they will be deemed non-rescue. So this is actually one of our rescue trucks that you've seen in the movie if you saw it. Nothing really crazy and spectacular about it, except for it does have a lift here on the back that will lift up a very heavy animal. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's a 4,000-pound humanity. And then here's the back of the foam mat that we keep completely saturated with water. And it is also equipped with spray bottle with the rescue team, which is back there, with the animal, keeping them saturated on the way back. Unfortunately, at this point, we have not come up with a way to put a pool in the back of the truck. Without it spilling every time I go around the corner. So, over here on the left is that quarantine area I was telling you about. So we would keep those fiber powders for the turtles. You will notice this is all separate from that setting there, including its own separate water filters. Because, like I had said before, this virus is contagious from turtle to turtle, so we don't want to cross-contaminate the turtles here with that virus. Looks like we have the rest of the truck back inside here. All right, does anybody have any questions so far? You're good, they won't come in without. They'll wait for us. There's too many of us who won't go here. Does anybody have any questions so far? No? Nothing? All right. Well,
They say turtles live to be over hundreds of years old. What was the record life of a turtle that you know? Or if you know of any?
Good question. I would say like 120. Yeah, they can live up to, average age is anything over 50. So 50 to 150 to 200 years old. But if you all want to take a look at these photos, these are actually plans of the new dolphin pools we are building at construction. If you've seen the underwater viewing area windows of the girl dolphins today, they are only about this big compared to what they're going to be. There's going to be actually 10 of these windows all along the bottom. I believe one of those is going to be 40 feet across. So a big difference of what we have now. This is going to be the pool, one of the main pools that is going to be able to accommodate 15 dolphins comfortably.
Wow.
So yeah, over 2 million gallons of water. So yeah, a big difference. So everyone has to come back in the after late fall to see all of what we're doing. Let's head back inside here. It's exciting employee entrance. All right. Okay, so we are going to go back inside to the what we call the CCF hospital, critical care facility. We are going to stop by our surgical suite, and I'm going to point out a few things that we have talked about today. Also, we're going to step into the kitchen prep area. Before we go into the kitchen, a couple of rules, the same as back there. No food or drink out, and we do have a foot bath. Most importantly, we don't want to touch or lean on anything in there because it is regulated by the USDA. They can come in and inspect us at any time. So we put over 40 man-hours a day in cleaning the kitchen, constantly. So it is cleaner than most restaurants that you will eat at. All the food that they eat is restaurant quality, so.
Spoiled.
Yes, we will talk about some of their diets when we go inside. But all right, let's go on in. Okay, perfect timing. There's nobody in here. So if y'all want to line up, oh, we have a new intake. Okay, so if you guys all line up from the window here, we actually have a turtle here. Looks like his name is Larry. And from what I'm assuming, with the tape on him, he's probably most likely a boat strike victim. I'm going to just check this over here.
Yeah, he was hit, I guess, earlier
boat
today.
strike in the river. Okay. All right, so yes, Larry, boat strike. All right, so this is our surgical suite where all of the surgeries are performed on the animals. And when the surgery goes on, which could be at any time, just like Larry here, we didn't know he was coming in. They will put they will do all the surgeries right here, and anyone is able to watch. So we don't close blinds, we don't hide anything. Everything is done right here in front of the public. So if you're lucky enough to be here as a guest, or maybe not so lucky, I don't personally like to watch the surgeries because it upsets me. But yes, so everything is done right here. That blue thing with the red pin on the end is actually that CO2 laser that I was talking about to remove those tumors or from that virus. So we will check in on Larry later. It looks like he's doing a little bit of resting. This is what we call a dry dock. We have to put him back in the water. We want to make sure that he is pretty lethargic right now. So here, just a quick stop. This is going to be Peter, the real turtle, what we talked about. And this is him on the table undergoing that surgery. This is the white spikes I was telling you about, all that papilla, the keratin spikes. And you can see how frustrating and time consuming it is to try to remove a hook from that mess. So, keep behind you guys, you can just step aside. Sorry about that. Alright guys, and that's him up on the table as well. But if you look closely, you can see that hook, and they had to actually cut it in 4 or 5 different places to remove it. So, but luckily enough, Peter was the lucky one. He actually, it was done non-invasively. We didn't have to cut, so he was released. So he went back home where he belongs. All right, guys, we're gonna go in. So we're gonna go to the kitchen now. So they are, this is behind the scenes. They are cleaning. They are not going to stop doing what they're doing, but we are going to try to go in and talk about some of the animals' diets. Just a friendly reminder, we are not going to touch or eat on anything. All right, guys. So you just want to gather right there in the middle. It probably does, it may or may not smell a little fishy to you. There's a reason for that, it does. But they are cleaning, I promise. Great. All right. Okay. I'll let you grab the door. I'll let you grab the door. All right, guys, so this is the kitchen prep area where all of the food is prepared for our animals. And what you're looking at on the wall here are the resident diets of the boards for their green sea turtles. All of these turtles out here are in either Mavis's Hideaway, Turtle Cove, or Turtle Bayou. Starting with Bailey down to Eula there are all of our green sea turtles. And their diets most which is romaine, cabbage, endive, kale, even bok choy that we're actually growing ourselves in aquaponics above Shark's Pass. And a mixture of seafood. Madam, Max, and Rob are our Camp Ridley resident turtles, and they're eating looks like clam, shrimp, squid, and some capelin. Snorkel being our only loggerhead here at the aquarium, and what he is eating. And then over on this board here is going to be all of the animals that we actually have back in the hospital, the rehabilitating part of it. Starting with Waldo, that resident, stingray I was telling you about, and what his diet consists of. Some shrimp, squid, silver size, capelin. Olivia is a green sea turtle, and her greens. Wiley is eating about 1,080 grams of jumbo shrimp every day, and it must be nice. These animals eat way better than I do.
And Larry's not up there yet.
So, no, Larry's not out there because Larry just came in, so he probably, he won't be eating for a little while. And then we're gonna go back here to this board really quick. And I'm going to tell you about some of our resident dolphins. Actually, all of our resident dolphins. Winter, PJ, Hope, and Nicholas. So all of our animals eat over 2,000 pounds of restaurant quality fish every month, like I said. And you can see Winter is eating over 12 pounds. Hope and PJ over 11, and Nicholas is at 19 pounds just himself every day. Their diets mostly consist of capelin, herring, and silver sides.
Yum.
Yeah, so the capelin is actually the hydrating fish. Even though they are living in the salt water, they are mammals like us, so they drink fresh water. So all the hydration that they get is from the food that they eat. So that capelin is a very hydrating fish. The herring is the meat and potatoes, which is the carbs, the protein, and calories. And the silver sides are kind of like a dolphin snack. They are just empty calories, kind of like an M&M. They're very tasty, but they're just empty calories. And then we have Wally and Bloomer, our little recent river otters we talked about earlier. And what they're eating, a variety of lake smelt, mullet, trout, some silver sides, and mostly a feline diet. So the feline diet is a meatball about this big that we get from Zoo Tampa. It is something that they feed lions and tigers, and they seem to really enjoy them, which helps us out a lot because they don't like to. Sometimes they're stubborn, they don't take their vitamins or medicine, so we can kind of just put those in there, and the joke's on them. But yeah, all of our diets for the animals, every individual animal has its own specified diet made up by the animal care specialist, whether it's for medical reasons or weight maintenance or anything else for that matter. So, does anybody have any questions before we head out?
Do you add ice to the diets for the dolphins?
We do.
For fresh
they
water?
also have Jello for extra hydration.
Hydration and all that, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, guys, no other questions? We're going to head right back out the door here. And okay, so sorry, you guys are good. Oh, you're good. So after the tour, you can either come back down here or you're more than welcome to hang out here after I wrap it up. But because there are a lot of things that I don't have time to stop for you to read and point out. This being one of them is one of the boards of the animals that are actually back in the hospital right now, and their stories, why they're here, where they were found, when they came in. And here are some of the turtles that we released in 2019. And the two turtles, Charlie and Scooter, that we released just a couple weeks ago. So if you're looking at these names, they look kind of funny to you because, like for instance, we have Michelangelo, we have Leonardo, Donatello. Does anybody know what those are?
It's mutant ninja.
Right. So sometimes we get so many turtles in, it's hard to come up with names for all of them. So to make it a little more fun and easier, we now pick a volunteer for the month, and they actually pick up the bees. So that happens to be their theme, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We've had flowers, cheeses, video games, anything they want to name. It's just kind of fun that way to make it easier to name. So on this board is some of the some of the resident animals and some of the food that they eat. This is not real. This is one of those meatballs I was telling you about that Wally and Bloomer eat, which I don't want on top of my spaghetti. It does not look very appetizing, but I'm not an otter either, so. And along here, like I said, you guys are more than welcome to come back down and see this stuff. I feel like I'm rushing you, but they only let me have 45 minutes, which is a lot of info to This is George, and those, that is to answer your question, those are the actual shark bites all over George's body. And then Anna, the big leatherback we talked about. And this is the actual inside of Anna's mouth, so that kind of gives you a good perspective of why it is hard for anything to come out of there, like the plastic bag or anything for that matter. Let's see, so what's there? Oh, they moved Olivia on me. Okay, so they played swap here. So here in pool 2 is Olivia. You can kind of see her there if you look in the mirror. She is that green sea turtle that was struck by a boat. And then here right in front of us is Wiley. So Wiley will surface about every minute or so you can kind of see how big her head is. She's about a 200-pound turtle, so her head's about this big. So if you kind of keep watching, you can kind of see her silhouette there. If you hang out here for just a minute, I'm sure she'll pop up for you to see how big she is. But you guys will definitely see more of the resident turtles, like if you go to maybe this hideaway up and close and personal, but these. So, and also some photos here. This is, for example, one of those tumors. There, here she comes. Maybe not. She's teasing us. Okay, great. Come on up. Anyway, this is one of those photos of the tumor. If you want to take a look at that. This one is actually so large that she could not put her flippers down to swim. So, and over the eyes, which can cause them to not be able to see to hunt or fish. Wiley, come on. I don't want to get. I want to back up and let you guys see because I've seen her really text. So, she's usually always. But while we're standing here waiting for Wiley, do you guys have any last minute questions for me at all before I let you guys go?
How long can a turtle hold their breath for?
About 18 minutes.
Okay.
But she will. So anyways, while we're standing here, like I said, to wrap the tour up, I would love to be able to spend the rest of the day with you and tell you a lot more, but my time is up. But I want to thank you all again for coming in. Hopefully you